if you've seen my channel before, you know I'm a massive fan of Jimi Hendrix. I often do something called Hendrix Friday, and I've done loads of videos about Hendrix. And what I thought I wanted to do now was really get to know some of Jimi's playing like quite accurately. Over the years, I've learned how to play quite a few of his songs, but not taking the time to try and play each note. Now, really what I'm interested in is a lot of the intros. Once we go into verses and other things, that's not really, I want to learn the most recognizable parts for now. So I want to do this sort of series where I do the intro, however long that is. Today's one's really quite short, and really get the notes as close as I can to help you out and to help myself out, and just get that proper Jimi thing going. So in this one, I'm doing Hey Joe, one of my favorite tracks, so identifiably Jimi, and although it was a cover song, it was just so him. And so you can see right from this intro that he does things differently from everyone else. Now, I've seen various versions of this, but I learned years ago how to play this and I didn't quite get it right. So the reason I titled this video, how to play the intro to Hey Joe properly, is really because I was playing it sort of. But I've actually looked at some official tabs and things now, which I'd never done before, and got as close as I can. He played, in terms of the timing and the feel, every live version was different. So I've just gone with a sort of general version of that, but the notes are as close as I can get. If you stick around until after the little lesson bit, I'll quickly show you what gear I was using to get this tone today. And if you join my Patreon, the tab for this intro will be on there. In future, depending on how these videos go, I might put the tab in the main video here, but for now it's for my Patreon, which costs $4 a month, and there's other stuff already on there that you can look at. That's in the description. All right, we're gonna go into the lesson now. If you enjoy this, please subscribe to the channel for more, and hit the thumbs up if you think this video is all right, if it teaches you something. Cool, I hope you enjoy this. Oh yeah, and before I get into the lesson, why don't you let me know down in the comments what intro of Jimi's you'd like me to look at next, probably in a couple of weeks from now. So yeah, I'm not sure what I was going to do. So if there's a consensus in the comments, then I will look at that. Okay, so the opening. Okay, you have to slide up from the 3rd fret of the B string to the 5th fret of the B string, but also hitting the open high E. Okay, and that's with the ring finger, the 4th finger here, that one. And then you slide with the middle finger, the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret of the B with the open E. So it's important that you get that open E. It's like the key part of the sound, otherwise it has a lot less impact. Okay, now we're going to slide down on the G string from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret. And then pull off to the open G. Okay, so. Okay, now here's where I think a lot of people probably don't quite get it accurate, because a lot of people probably hammer on to that 2nd fret of the D. But actually it should be playing the open D and G and hammering on to that bit of the E major chord, which is the 1st fret of the G and the 2nd fret of the D. So. And then, after you've hammered on to that bit of the E chord, we hit the low E. Now we're gently going to hit that bit of the E chord again, the 2nd fret of the D and the 1st fret of the G, but almost just in passing. Okay? And then an upstroke, open E, open B, and 1st fret of the G. Okay, so then we hit the open E again. So the next part is to slide up from here to here. So And what makes it tricky is you're missing that string, so you have to actually pluck with the right hand the correct strings. So it's the 4th fret of the A string and the 6th fret of the G string sliding up 1 fret, so the 5th of the A and the 7th of the G. But you can already sort of get yourself ready for the next bit, so bar the whole of the 4th fret from the A string up and play that one, play the 6th fret of the G, and then you hit the open low E, and then you strum. Now you can play all 3. And then you hit the open low E again, and then you've come back down to here. So it's the 4th fret of the A and the D and the 6th fret of the G. And then down 2 frets, so barring the 2nd fret of the A and the D and the 4th fret of the G, and you're going to play the open low E, which you weren't here, so. Okay, so you hit that, and then you hit it again, and the open low E again, so. So when you hit it the 2nd time, it's just very briefly, and then you hit the open low E, and that in that time we get up to here, so it's. So while that low E is ringing, we come up and bar the 7th fret of the D and the G. We hit those both and we hammer on to the 9th fret of the D string. Okay, and then we hit the 7th fret of the G and the B. And we do it twice. And then the last note is the 9th fret of the D, and it slides all the way down. So let me play that all slowly. Okay, so I hope that wasn't too hard, and that gave you sort of like a bit more detail as to how to play the intro. It did for me when I finally sat down and looked at the proper tab. It's actually even different from the professional tab on that on like the tabs.com website or whatever it's called. So yeah, this sounds more authentic to me. Now it's fun to just quickly look at the gear. So today I'm playing my Dale Wilson Masterbuilt 62 Strat, or 61 or 62. And at the moment I've got a set of Alan Dingwall pickups in there. So that's what you're hearing. I'm just in the neck position. Now I wanted to get that clean tone that Hey Joe is known for, but it's not 100% clean. And it obviously depends what gig you're listening to as well. So today I'm plugged into my vintage Marshall JTM 45. This one's from 1966. It's quite new to me. I only got it a couple of weeks ago. This one is pretty much all original. It's got the original transformers, and this has KT66 tubes. I have another JTM 45, a 1965 one with 6L6s. So that was the iteration before, and that was the bass version of the amp, which was popular for guitarists even. So I'll do a comparison at some point, but this is not the bass version. I think it works really well. And then I've got a fuzz pedal on, and I've rolled my guitar volume back to about 3 or 4. But it's just giving that little bit of glassiness, little bit of just a touch of compression. You know, it's not too much, but it also helps under the fingers. And that was it. So pretty simple. Yeah. As I said earlier in the video, I'm not sure which one I'm going to do next. But if you enjoy this, let me know down in the comments which Hendrix track you'd like me to do the intro for next.